So today we're going to take a little field trip outside the Arpus here, a little nature walk, and gather some stuff, some foliage and stuff that I can use to make jelly print, nature prints for encaustic and junk journaling and stuff like that. Let's go. We have a beautiful little nature walk area here on this property right outside the Arpus. And so I thought it'd be fun to go find things that would make prints on paper and tissue paper and stuff like that for encaustic and for junk journaling and just really anything, even inspiration just for drawing botanical stuff, you know? I am looking specifically for the cutest little fern leaves that are likely going to get weed-eated or weed whacked, whatever you want to call it, the next day or two. So they look like that kind of, but they're not that big. And there's some little ones there. I'll take some of those. I'm looking for this other plant. I might be running out of weather here, so I'm going to grab some of these guys. Alright, got some of those guys. I love the little bittiness of these leaves here, so I'm going to take that. That's the beginning of a bramble, which are very painful, but I like the leaf shape, so we're going to try it. Let's see here. This is pretty cool. Got the roots on that one. Gotta make sure I don't get any poison oak or ivy, which I already got the other day when we looked at property. The little tree that I mended is right there. It's doing well. That's new growth on the top, so that makes me happy. This is cool. That's part of a tree. I'm hesitant to take that. So that's probably not going to get weed-eated, so I don't want to take that. I think this is called horsetail. Take a couple pieces of that. Some nature. Too bad you can't jelly print a mushroom. Wonder if anyone's tried that. Oh. A lot of brambles, which I really love the leaves of, but I don't want to do more than that, what I have already for the brambles. Let's see what's over here. Lots of foliage over here. Three leaf guys. Nope. Nope. What you think, Kenzie? Huh? What do you think? This fun? You like going on a W? Yeah. She loves it when it's just her. She comes out with us when we do the cats, but when she thinks it's just her, she's like in heaven. All right, I got this little collection here to start with for my jelly printing. If I need to come out and get some more, I will. Yeah, I can always come out and get more. Let's go, Kenzie. Let's go, girl. Come on. Man, I wish I could jelly print mushroom. There's some cool coral mushroom over here. You want to see it? I think it's coral mushroom. Very hard to look at the little dot instead of the camera. Viewfinder. Little trail. It'd also be really cool to jelly print moss. What do you think, girl? Those little guys are cute. Try not to take things that aren't going to be saved, but a lot of the stuff will get mowed. That should make a cool print, I hope. Ooh, I wonder what that is. I'm a little nervous because it has 3 leaves, so I'm not going to touch it. I'll take a picture though and see if I can find out what it is. That's a nice little blessing. A pack of leaves that fell from a tree with a spider on it. I think that's a spider web. We'll take it to the art bus and we'll take it to the art bus anyways. Kenzie says, did you say the art bus? You want to go to the art bus? Let's go to the art bus. Let's go to the art bus. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not the art bus. I really thought she was going to come over here. She is so funny. All right, so this is what we have to work with today. Let's go make some jelly prints. Okay, I have had a jelly plate for a couple years now and I can't seem to locate it, so I had bought 2 more of them, so I'm just going to use one of those, and I hadn't used these yet at all. And I want to print on some different papers. I want to do some tissue paper, and I also want to do some of the vellum paper that I have, so I'm going to get that together. Okay, so it's been a while. I played with jelly printing 2 years ago or more. I think it was 2024, and I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember it was fun. So that's what I'm going to go with today. I want to make some nature prints on collage paper, if that makes sense. So let's see here. Okay, I'll get a piece of tissue paper. Well, isn't that funny? Something I wanted to talk about while I'm working on this jelly plate process is, you know, art is so healing. if we let it be. You know, if we can let go of the outcome and just be so involved and taken in by the process, you know, it can really work some sorry about that, I was waiting for a truck to go by. It can really work some healing stuff inside, you know. It's quite remarkable. And the whole point of most of my videos, if you might have seen a few of them by now, is I'm not really trying to teach you how to do a certain thing. My goal here is to, number one, create art myself and feed my soul. And number two, maybe, hopefully, possibly inspire you to just play with paint, play with pens, play with markers, play with collage, glue, tear things, you know, cut things, print things, do things with your hands, and feel the, I call it magic, but feel the magic that is happening inside of you when you do that kind of thing. And that's really all I can really hope for, is that maybe some of you that feel stuck like I do sometimes, or some of you that feel overwhelmed with everything that's going on in this planet and country and things, you know, that this process of creating with your hands can be so therapeutic. So, yeah. Okay, oopsie. See if I can get some kind of nature on that now. This has to be dry. Not experienced in jelly printing, as you can probably tell, but I am going to play and have fun, because that is the most important thing. I think all of my brayers are used now. I don't think I have any brayers left. Ooh, what do I do? What to do, what to do? Maybe my water bottle could be a brayer. Definitely some practice going on here. I really like this. I think this could be a cool texture, even if I hand draw onto that or stamp onto it. I like that a lot. That's my favorite thing so far. I'll let this dry. And then we'll pull that when it's dry. All right, so yeah, I don't know that this is gonna not tear, but I'm gonna try it. You know, the person in the video did not have this issue. They pulled it up no problem. Wow, it's not working. Okay, maybe less is more. Whew. Well, you don't know unless you try, right? Okay, so that is what I just got from the tissue paper. I wonder if you're thinking what I'm thinking right now. Very fragile. Someone I follow, Bridget Benton, she talks about only a couple times a year that she can use the foliage because it's so fragile. And I'm wondering if this is what she meant. But I'm gonna see what happens when I put it on print here. Alright. Then I'm gonna paint the stem end because it kind of got away. I'll let that dry, and then I'm gonna put a different color on and pull it. So this is a close-up of what that looks like. Okay, so off camera I forgot I wasn't recording and I put some orange acrylic down, and I'm going to put this tissue paper on top. Okay, while this is drying, I am going to use some of the inspo I have from nature inside the bus here and do some illustration on some of this tissue paper. Because I'm basically just exploring, you know, how to have some options when it comes to collage and encaustic and just layering mixed media. My encaustic journey just started, and this was a piece that I made yesterday, my very first encaustic. And what I did up here was I drew on that vellum paper that I like to use for the collage cards. Let me see if I can find a piece of it. It's this thicker translucent paper. And so I drew some of this little plant life on it, and then, you know, you can see the seam there, which I don't hate. I think that's kind of cool. But I want to also do that on the tissue paper and see how that looks when I do collages and encaustic. And, you know, if you don't feel comfortable hand drawing, you can always do something like this and trace the leaves. I think it's nice to have imperfections, and I think it's something that makes our hand-drawn art, you know, more special, is that it's imperfect. So, you know, just as an option, in addition to stamping, you can do something like this. I think whatever, you know, however you draw on the paper, I would just make sure that it's permanent, you know, and not gonna bleed when you add any kind of liquid to it. And I just break things down into shapes, you know. I'm not going for photo perfect here. I'm kind of getting the basic idea of the shapes of these leaves, and I'm just kind of repeating that all the way up. You know, if you aren't comfortable hand drawing, but you want to, I would just say practice and try not to overthink it or give yourself too much structure with it, you know. Keep it loose. two different leaves. For this one, I'm using the brush version of my artist pen here, which gives me thicker lines. Yeah, I'm just making these for, elements to use in collage and my wax painting. And I hadn't done anything on tissue paper. So I thought it'd be fun to make some of that ephemera on tissue paper. So yeah, a little bit of something different today, just playing with botanicals and foliages from my area here to see what I can do as far as printing and maybe using those elements in collage. Again, I think my favorite piece is this piece right here, and I can even draw on top of that. But I also love the hand-drawn art on the tissue paper as well. So yeah, I want to thank you all for watching today. I hope you'll subscribe. I do have a video every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and then each Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern I have a live stream. And if you're interested, I have an art retreat coming up in November here in East Tennessee, right when the fall leaves are happening. So if that sounds good to you, or you just want more information about it, I'll put a link below in the description, and you can send me a little form, fill out the little form just with your name and email so that I can send you the information. I'd love to have you join me for that fall retreat. And until next time, I hope you'll keep creating and be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And we'll see you soon.